In this video, I'm going to show you an overview of the project execution process. Of course, the project execution process starts when the project has been onboarded, when the project has been initiated. So basically after the external kickoff meeting. After the external kickoff meeting, the project manager will prepare a time consumption template based on the requirements of the client and based on the package that the client has purchased. We're going to plan in advance how we plan to consume the hours on that package. We're going to send the time consumption template to the client to obtain their approval. And once it is approved, we're going to trigger every activity, every task that we have inside that hourly package plan. The week is the main object in our methodology. Everything starts with the external meeting. In the external meeting, we communicate the objectives for the next week. We also communicate what is still pending from last week's, either from the implementation team or from the client. So if the client owes us something, even if it's data or information or some decision, this should all be considered in the external meeting and should be part of the agenda. After the external meeting occurs, the different performers in the project, the product owner, the developer, the QA, will perform their project tasks, the tasks that were planned to do during that week. Once the tasks are completed, the team will get together again, perform an internal meeting. Once the internal meeting is performed, the Jira project should be updated. We need to make sure that the the time is logged, that the time logged is equal to the estimated time. Once this is done, once Jira is updated, or Odoo project app is updated, depending on the project, the project manager will update the project progress report, and this project progress report will be forwarded to the client. On a weekly basis, the project manager should pay a lot of attention to the consumption of the hours. Once 70% of the package is consumed, we should already be asking the client to purchase another package. So we will notify the client that 70% of the package has been completed, that we expect to consume the rest of the package in the next week. So a new payment should be issued during that next week to avoid any delays. If we get to the point where 100% of the package has been consumed, we have sent them a reward, a message the previous week saying that this was going to happen, that they needed to issue a payment, and they did not send the payment. The process to confront this issue is we need to communicate the problem to the customer. We need to tell them that 100% of the package has been consumed, that we are not going to continue working until at least we have a commitment of pay, or at least the transfer receipt. We don't need to see the money in the bank, but we need to make sure that the money is on its way. The project manager will suspend all tasks and all meetings until the new package is finally received. We're going to loop in this weekly cycle until the project phase is completed. So every time the project phase is completed, we're going to design a test run. We need to make sure that before we publish something into production, we perform a test run. If this is the last phase of the project, we're also going to be triggering in parallel the project closing process. If not, or after we initiate the project closing process, we're going to perform the test runs. We're going to perform the last minute updates and configurations based from the feedback that we collected during the test runs. And finally, once all the feedback is incorporated, we're going to release the phase for implementation into production.